water vapor. These are the three states in matter. Similarly, in energy, we have three. And that is the three principal states in energy are dense, fluid, and transcendent. So, what do I mean by this? When energy is dense, right? When energy is dense, everything is so thickly packed, you can't make a dent in it. You see, you can't make a dent in it because it's so dense. When it is fluid, when energy is fluid, it is better than dense. But when I'm talking about fluid, it really means that it goes up and down all the time. So, when it translates into, let me make it more tangible. When you see a person who's you cannot change their minds, they have an opinion and they think it's the truth, and you cannot have them change their minds. That is what is meant by dense energy. You see, dense energy. So when we look at dense energy, the Eastern teachings will say that from dense energy, the karma that you create will be dense. You see, that means that you will have problems that you are stuck in that cannot be solved. And how did we create such problems? We created such problems because of our energy in some areas of our life being very dense. Now, dense energy is not always bad. Any of these things is not always bad. Because if I say that dense energy is tightly packed, it also means it is stable. So if I have dense energy with respect to my house, I'll have a stable house. You see, it's not a very fluctuating situation. If I have dense energy, so it may not be always a bad thing, but dense basically means impenetrable. It's not something you can work with. Then we look at fluid. Fluid means, when I say fluid, it means, let us say, I'm the energy that is there in me, my vibratory level is fluid. It means that it goes up and down all the time. It's usually like when good things happen, I'm very happy. When bad things happen, I'm sad, right? I'm always operating from my likes and dislikes. And what I like happens, I am happy. When something unhappy happens, I am sad. This is fluid energy. Now, the problem with fluid energy is that while it is good that I'm not stuck, unlike dense energy, I'm not stuck. But the problem with this kind of energy is that I'm always waiting for something to make me happy, and something can make me sad. Things on the outside impact me. So conditions on the outside can make me sad or happy, sad or happy, sad or happy. That is fluid energy. Now, when we look at the Eastern teachings, they tell us that these kind of energies are the energies that are there in the universe that we are managing with in our day-to-day life, and we often get caught by the energies in our environment, and before we know it, and without our knowledge, we become dense or we become fluid based on the environment. We allow ourselves to become the energy that is in our environment. Many of us may have been raised by people who were having very dense energies or very fluid energies. So that becomes our reality, you see? And we think that's what other way is there to live? I am supposed to be this way. Everybody is doing this. Yeah, that is not because that is the truth. It just means that is the circumstances that you were in. So that is that kind of energy. The third one is the transcendent energy, right? The third type that I just showed you, right? Let's look at that. Transcendent. Now, what is the meaning of transcendent energy? Transcendent energy, is a higher vibration, and it means that it is above these opposites of happy and sad, high and low. Now, when we say it is above this, and for me also in my own learning, it took me a long time to understand the true meaning of transcendence. I thought that transcendent energy means I'm above these things. But what I realized over, years is that transcendence can become a very good excuse for avoidance. Transcendence can become a very nice label for denial. You know, So you can say, for example, I don't watch the news. I am above these things. Are you above these things or are you avoiding these things because they make you uncomfortable? That's not transcendence. You see, that's not transcendence. So, transcendence has nothing to do with denying, it has nothing to do with avoiding. Transcendent energy is a very different kind of energy where it is aware, it feels, it understands. So, at the human level, you understand it, you are engaging with it, but at a deeper level, you are not anchored in it. You are anchored in the truth of who you are at the deepest level. You see, at the deepest level, the expression which you have heard many times, we are divine energy having a human experience. We are divine consciousness having a human experience. In transcendent energy, this vibration, we are anchored in our true identity as divine consciousness, as universal consciousness. And we are engaging with the world intentionally. We are engaging with the world intentionally, not from a place of denial, not from a place of victimhood, and not from a place of, I think I can fix this. You see? Because as we become more and more mature, we begin to realize that there are some things in life that we can and must fix, and there are some things in life that we cannot and need to accept. Right? And that serenity prayer, that understanding of acceptance, when it comes from transcendence, you accept it without allowing it to defeat you or your spirit. It doesn't defeat you, it doesn't define your spirit. You accept it, you engage with it. Right? That is transcendence. Now, that is the highest vibration that the teachings tell us. When we engage with the world with that vibration, then no matter what is going on, we are awake, we are not in denial, we are feeling things, but those feelings do not define who we are. They help us to decide what to do. They help us to make choices. The emotions are only information. Yeah, the emotions are used only as information and we use it intelligently. And the reason we become capable of using it intelligently is because the more and more we move into that transcendent energy, we are anchored firmly in the understanding that this is only the present situation. Over a period of time, these things are going to change. They will go up, they will come down, and that is the way of life. But at a deeper level, what is permanent in us? That is the truth. Our identity as divine consciousness, that is the truth. So, this kind of an understanding is that third vibration of transcendence. Now, as we move forward through this understanding of these three states of energy, and we start thinking, okay, how do I bring this into my awareness? How you are aware of your life determines your vibe. Okay, so the three principal levels of awareness is when we are living our life through blind habit. Now, when we are living with blind habit, there is no self awareness. You do things, and this is there in all of us. So don't think that, we can ever not come to the place where we are always transcendent. No, we are not there. So we do things with blind habit, which has no self awareness. Then you have the second level of awareness, which is goal oriented, conditional awareness. And then you have open-ended awareness. So these are the three ways by which we are going to engage with our life. Now, what I mean by blind habit is blind may mean that you are not aware, or sometimes it is just doing things by habit. One of the examples that I like to give, because I've had a lot of my own journey through my role as a parent. So I say I was doing blind parenting. What is blind parenting? Blind parenting is, well, my mom used to say the things, So I'm going to say the same things to my children. My mom taught me to do this, I am going to do the same thing. That's how everybody does it. My friends do it, my mom does it, and so it's okay. So that is the first level of awareness. So in every area of our life, we can operate in these three ways. So I'm using the example of parenting to help you to make this more real, but really it is in every.